Peter, when you're ready.
All right.
So welcome everyone to the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living. It is Wednesday, September 7th, and it is our midweek Oasis Wednesday night service. So welcome. Hello, church family. So what is the Wednesday night service? Well, why do we call it Oasis? Because it's a place where we can be together as a community to be spiritually refreshed between Sundays. We present our Wednesday night service in our version of the satsang style, with the intention that these gatherings be informal, intimate, and rich. So we would like to remember what our theme is for the year, and it's the first Wednesday night of September, so we have a new monthly theme that we'll be introducing. It was introduced from the pulpit on Sunday by practitioner and ministerial student Teresa Gardner, and we're going to carry that a little bit forward tonight. Our annual theme is Wonder, Wonder Everywhere, and our monthly theme is Living Everyday Wonder, focusing on work. So we're not going to get all worked up about that theme, okay? We're just going to take it as it comes. But before I get off of last month, I want to thank all those speakers that joined us. And they all addressed the theme of nature. First, we had Deborah Jackson and Dodie Cheney Fernandez and myself and the Dr. Daniel Lee Morgan study group. And then Teresa Gardner came in the second week. Then Gabriella, Amy, Freya, and the loving stewards of Mother Earth presented. And that would have been the third week. Judith Roberts came in as always, doing a fabulous job, leaving multiple nuggets. So we really want to thank her. And then closing the month was Christopher Brown, because if it's fifth Wednesday, it's Christopher Brown. Thank you, all of you, for coming forward and sharing your knowledge and your wisdom and your kindness to be with us on Wednesday nights. We really appreciate you. If you're joining us for the first time, we welcome you. You found us from our homepage. Great. We also have a newsletter that if you want to sign up for it, you can do so. It's called the Village News Newsletter. That's available for signing up on the homepage on the lower left-hand side. Submit your email address and you'll find out what's coming up in the upcoming week. Every Thursday, conveniently delivered to your inbox in your email. If you haven't done it already, we're going to ask you to do it now to mute your camera and your microphone as we move into the service more deeply. That will help in aiding and improving the quality of the transmission. And please stay tuned towards the end. We have special and important announcements. Something special we're going to show you today about something happening in the center. So I'll give you a little teaser there. It is always my pleasure when our speaker tonight comes. He's just terrific. He's a practitioner and he's a ministerial student. He comes from a long lineage of gifted ministers. And that's Lucian Baker is going to be here tonight. And he's speaking on the topic of good work. So we're all ready to be ignited, as Reverend Jerry says, by Lucian. I like to say, ignited by the Lucian solution. That's what I like to say, Lucian. We're coining that phrase going forward. But before we do anything, Lucian, talking or carrying on or enjoying each other's company, we take a minute to enjoy the presence of spirit by opening with a prayer. Would you be willing to do that for us, sir?
Yes, I would. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you so much.
Continuing in that spirit that Paul blessed us with that amazing meditation. I know that there is only one life, one breath, one mind, one life, one everything. It is my life. It is everyone attending this service, everyone not attending this service. I bless this service. I bless our team. I bless everyone involved, knowing that this is God's day and everything flows smoothly. I bless this message as we open ourselves to it. And we know that we are all here to reflect off each other and keep each other sharp. So right now we put our God selves forward. We allow it to be. I give thanks, I release, and so it is. Good work. What a title. Used to be something I would sarcastically say to my friends if they ever made a fool of themselves. You know, if you tripped over something or, you know, just anything you do, I would always just, haha, good work. It was always funny until it was said to me. Then it wasn't as funny. I think of the word work, and you know, I'll be honest with you, it's not my favorite word. It's not. I remember my first job. Dad didn't really believe in the overly expensive name brand stuff when it came to school clothes. So, you know, I was happy that I wasn't getting my clothes from thrift stores. And, you know, I was definitely more fortunate than some other kids. But of course, like you, as a kid, we see what we don't have. And what I didn't have was Air Jordans. What I didn't have was Tommy Hilfiger. I didn't have that. You know, I had good clothes, but I wanted the other stuff. And Dad was like, listen, if you want that other stuff, you got to work for it. And as long as you keep your grades right, I'll let you have an after school job. So Andronico's Supermarket, right there on Shattuck and Berkeley. I was a bagger and I was bagging groceries. And within a few weeks, I realized something. It felt good to be independent. It felt good to be able to buy my own Air Jordans instead of them just being given to me like a lot of my classmates. But I didn't really enjoy the work I was doing. I'm gonna just be honest. I didn't really enjoy it. It was cool to say I had a job. And a lot of my friends admired the fact that I had a job, but I did not enjoy working. When I think of the word work, I think of something strenuous. I think of something not being enjoyed. That's what I think of. Because when we're doing the work, when I am doing the work that I enjoy doing, I don't think of it as work. I've said time and time again that there's nothing I enjoy more than talking to God. So with that being said, this right here isn't work to me right now. See, I'm in heaven right now. But for some, this might be work. This might be strenuous. Like, oh my goodness, you got to talk in front of people and think of things to say. And, you know, but I'm realizing now the word work is relative. It's perception. Because just like there is work that I enjoy doing, it's all my perception, because there's parts of that work I may not enjoy so much. Right now, being in ministerial school is one of the greatest things in my life. I am loving it so much, but I don't enjoy writing papers. I don't enjoy that. That's work to me. Now, I may enjoy the topic. I may enjoy, you know, reading the paper once it's done, but actually sitting down and writing, I don't always enjoy that. What I'm realizing now is when I allow myself to sit and explore what's blocking me, keeping me feeling like, oh, this work right here, I don't feel like doing this work. Then I can understand, okay, well, here's why you're not enjoying yourself. And maybe if we change our perception of this thing right here, maybe, just maybe, I might have some kind of work where my soul is now taking over and it's not my ego. It's not the human side. Good work to me is expressed from the soul. That's what good work is. See, not everybody was cut out to do the kind of work that Mother Teresa did. Not everybody's cut out for that work. She was, because that was just naturally her. That's what she wanted to. That's what made her soul sing. Good work comes from the soul. That's what I try to ask myself when I'm doing this thing called work. Is my soul involved in this? Or am I just doing this because, hey, bills got to be paid? Neither one is wrong. But I want to enjoy the work I do. At this point in my life, I don't believe that there's any kind of, especially to feed myself. I don't want to have this perception that this idea that in order to feed myself, I have to do things I don't enjoy. I'm done with believing that. Now, I'm also realizing that I don't necessarily believe in this concept of a job. And the reason why is because we can decide to enjoy our work. We can really just decide, I enjoy it and every part of it. We really can. And if we're not, if it's really just a job that we are doing, that's not a bad thing. But in my opinion, you don't really have a job then. If your job is not your dream job, if what you're doing is not something you're doing because it makes your soul sing, you would dang near do it for free if you could. If that's not what you have, then you don't really have a job. You either have a pit stop, which means you are on your way to your dream, or, please forgive me, you have a hiding place. Yeah. And this is me speaking from my own life experience. I realized that a lot of so-called jobs I had was really my excuse to not do the work that God has summoned me for. I only say that because I believe that because there's only one mind, that there are plenty of us who've had this experience. See, if I have this job, I have an excuse. I have an excuse as to why I'm not doing the exact thing that God has asked me to do. I gotta work. The bills got to be paid. We always get our lessons from other people. So when always people ask you that question, hey, Lucian, when are you going to do this? When you're so good at this, when you going to stop playing around and do this for real? And I can make excuses. Well, I got this job and, bills got to be paid, because it's so much easier not having to do the work that God has summoned me for. Because that work requires me to work on myself. And when I get comfortable with myself, get comfortable in the place I'm at, I don't feel like getting up and doing more work. That is, unless I have then found a way to make working on myself fun for me as well. I'm ready to enjoy every aspect of my life. That's what I'm ready to do. I'm ready to change my perception of anything in my life that I look at as work. See, since I've done that, now when I'm off work, when I'm done with my job for the day, and I pick up my 4-year-old, and he's super, super talkative, even though I may be tired and just want peace, I get to change my perception and say, you know what? One day this little 4-year-old is not going to be 4 anymore, and he may decide he does not feel like talking to me as much anymore, and I'm going to miss that. So instead of acting like it's work to hear my 4-year-old talk about how his day was, maybe I can change my perception. Part of my job is to talk to people and be friendly, and I'm not always in the mood to do that. But I'm realizing now it's only work if we view it as such. But work stops being work when we view the work itself as the reward. See that? I knew I would not be a good EMT. I was trying to be a firefighter. Twice in my life, I tried to be a firefighter, like my father. That's work to me, okay? Seeing joints pushed the wrong way and people screaming in agonizing pain and just that's work. I'm not saying I wouldn't be good at the job, but I would always be looking at the job as work. But the people who I saw, the people I was testing with, the people who were in my classes who really wanted that, it wasn't work. It wasn't work. If you called them and like, hey, how would you like to, put a splint on this person's broken arm? Sure, I'd love it. No, you don't got to pay me. See, they are the people we need saving us. They do those things for fun. Me, I'm gonna want to check after I put that splint on your arm. I'm sorry. I don't do that. Work stops being work when the work itself is seen as the reward. I'm realizing now that the work itself is for our own benefit. Now, excuse my 80s babiness, but Karate Kid was one of my favorite childhood movies. And we all know how it goes. I refuse to believe there's nobody on this call who never saw Karate Kid. Matter of fact, when we open it up to talk, whoever hasn't seen Karate Kid has to actually at least raise their hand and say they haven't, because come on now. The beginning parts of Karate Kid, when Daniel finally meets Mr. Miyagi, he has him doing work. We know the whole wax on, wax off, and he had him doing work. And Daniel was like, look, this is stupid. I'm getting bullied in school. I don't want to keep washing your car and washing your floor. And I don't want, and finally it clicks. Wait a minute. Wax on, wax. Oh, wait, wax on, wax. Wait, you're teaching me how to block. But he didn't get that until he stopped viewing the work as work. He realized, wait, I am training right now. And what better karate master do we have than God itself, personally training us every day? And these lessons that I keep repeating are because I keep seeing the work as work. No, this is for my benefit. It needs to be fun. I got plenty of friends who would rather do anything than to go to the gym for 2 hours straight. But that's heaven for me. I don't view the gym as work. I view the gym as a treat. Who is ready for their entire life to be a treat? Who's ready to view their entire existence, every aspect of life is a treat? It's not work anymore. That's freedom. And I'm also realizing with this thing comes work, there's a certain humbleness that if I learn to maintain that humble feeling, that humility, that's the word I'm looking for. That's true bliss in the work. The best teachers never stop being students. The best teachers never, ever, ever stop being students. They never stop learning. They never stop being hungry for knowledge in what they're in. Those are the best teachers, the best experts, if you will. Hearing Miss Dorothy and how we have so many awesome practitioners on our core. I like to call us an army, but I know that might offend some people, so I don't say it as much. But we have an army of amazing prayer warriors, and that makes me proud. Miss Dorothy's about to be emitterist. Oh my goodness, she is emitterist. That is beautiful. But guess one thing I know about her and so many more of our expert practitioners? They will forever be students of science of mind. Forever. That's something I can say about it. Yes, I know that. I see how our practitioners carry themselves. How Ms. Dorothy is always of service, always there to say, yes, that is the practitioner code right there. No matter how far we get in being a practitioner, that's what we always get to remember. I am here to serve God, and serving God makes my soul sing, which is why I don't see it as work. It's not work. We're in the serving God business. It's what we do. Which means any assignment God gives me, it's not work, it's for my own benefit. The work itself is the reward. It was a reward to wax Mr. Miyagi's cars. In real life, you see people going to all these great teachers and people are standing in line to do things for them. Why? Because there's a benefit to it. It's not work. Everybody has a divine assignment from the Creator. And I'm talking about this energy we call God, this, the God energy. We all have a divine assignment. What's your divine assignment? Like I said, good work comes from the soul. We all know that when we let God take over, when we're doing the work, it always comes out so much more beautiful than we thought it could. We have the perfect coworker. When we are conscious of how we co-create with God, endless possibilities, it is always more beautiful than we thought. The ego tends to want to, nudge God out. No, we got it from here. Don't worry about it. But no. Understand. This is our lifelong partner on whatever work we're doing. We include God in it. It is always more awesome than we could have imagined. How do we include God in it? Well, every practice we're doing now daily, be it meditation, be it prayer, be it intentional affirmations, whatever it is, like just include God in whatever work we're doing. I wish I would have learned this when I was first learning how to change diapers. I mean, just hey, the work is for you as a father. Don't look at it as work. I know people like that who take so much pride in their work that just every aspect of whatever job they're doing, they just put so much love into it. Kobe Bryant rarely ever kicked it with his teammates after the club. That's what everybody who spoke in this room talked about, his work ethic, because the practice was his heaven. He loved going to practice. He was always the first one in and the last one out. When we have that kind of dedication in anything we do, you can't not see the benefit. The universe is going to bless you when you have that kind of love. What is it that makes our soul sing so much we would dang near do it for free? What is it? The gift and the curse, so-called curse, in the science of mind, we don't believe in curses. The so-called, the gift and the so-called curse of life is that there is always more work to do. Just as the universe is always expanding, so are you, which is why there is always work we get to do on ourselves. Why? Because the work itself is the blessing. I live this long, Lord, with whatever this is in my life. And now I'm at a stage where it looks like this thing right here is now exiting from my life, which means all over again, I get to learn how to coexist. I get to learn how to morph into a different thing. I'm just always reconstructing, always being something different through this thing called God. That's how we get in the flow, is looking at it as, another opportunity to learn myself all over again. Now, mind you, I just picked up my son, my 4-year-old, from jiu-jitsu. So hearing his sensei talk about energy and meditation and all that has me feeling myself. But let's just be honest. When those learning experiences look me in the face and come from an angle I was not ready for, will I still be talking like this right now? This stuff is not easy. No one's saying it easy, but truth is truth. Good work comes when we allow it to make our soul sing. Once your soul is engaged, that's when the work becomes good. It can't not be good at that point. Any work we're doing that does not make our soul sing, we are hiding from our greatness. I'm sorry. Jury duty can be a peaceful, loving, enlightening experience. No, nobody wants to do it. But we know if we really move our ego out the way and change our perception, jury duty could be like church. Oh my God, I had this amazing experience. Everything becomes an amazing experience once you're an enlightened person. That's why nobody likes kicking it around enlightened people, because it gets annoying. Look, dude, I'm trying to be negative. You got nothing but positive stuff to say. I don't care about the crack in the street that reminded you of Jesus on the way. I don't care about that. I'm trying to be negative, but it's true. That's why this work is so hard, because it gets lonely too. I got a question for all of us right now, including myself. Let's say if time and money weren't really a factor, weren't really a thing, what would we be doing with our lives right now? If money and time weren't a factor, what kind of work would we be doing? So I've talked for a while. I just want to give people a chance to just say whatever is on their heart today, especially about the topic. But if you just have something that's on your heart, I want to allow you time to talk about that. So I'll be quiet, but just anything that's on your heart. But if not that, then the question I have for you is, if money and time weren't a factor, what kind of work would you be doing right now in this moment?
So I'm putting the inquiry into the chat for you, Lucian. If money and time were not a factor, what type of work would you be doing? That's the inquiry to generate a conversation today with Lucian, the solution. So if you'd like to contribute or respond, or just take a minute to think about that, raise your hand electronically using the reaction button, or you can turn on your camera as such and raise your hand like this. Peter, you're there to moderate, correct, sir?
Right.
So Peter will recognize those that raise their hands so we can have some sense of order, because I know you're all clamoring to speak to Lucian.
Dorothy, go ahead.
Hi, sweetheart. You know, I want to thank you because I just got a notice to go on jury duty. And I had not been on jury duty in, I bet you, 20 years, okay? And when the postman gave me that, I said, oh no! So thank you for allowing me to look at this going to jury duty in a whole different way, sweetheart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if I wasn't retired, I would probably still be working at Highland Hospital, taking care of patients. Thank you. I'm complete.
That actually makes sense. I could see that too. Yeah.
Well, money and time is not a factor for her in her service at church.
That's right.
That she does, just like you said, willingly and lovingly, without expecting compensation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reverend Jerry, go ahead.
As always, thank you, Lucian, for the lovely, inspirational talk. I don't think I change a thing about what I've been doing, because I think that everything I've been doing from a place of passion, something that really motivates me and moves me, and something that I really love. And I think when the term work comes into place, I think being passionate about what we're doing is the key. And so for me, I believe it's just the passion that I brought to everything I've done, and all the changes of my life, moving from, my career to ministry to everything. It's so easy to give of your time when you're passionate about it. You don't even think about everything that you're doing. It just happens, and it's magical. So thank you.
Makes sense that we have, I'm sure, plenty at our center who have that same answer. I wouldn't change a thing. It makes sense. I'm feeling that. Just the energy I get from our center, it makes perfect sense.
Sabrina, go ahead.
Hi, Lishan. Hi. This interesting what you're talking about. This actually came up the other day. I would make programs that bring people joy, and I'm beginning to have that opportunity to do that on my job. So I'm just listening to Spirit speak to me right now with all these patterns and things that are coming together, your presentation included. And so, thank you.
Something that helps me when ever I'm faced with a task that I do not feel like completing. I think about my work as a practitioner. I love being a practitioner. And I've learned at a very young age that there is nothing I enjoy more than talking to people about their direct connection to God and how awesome they are. Nothing makes me feel more excited than just watching people explore this, whether it's new or whether it's something they've been knowing. That is fun to me. And I mean, that's already reward enough. So when I think of the things I don't like doing, I realize just like talking to people about God is something I enjoy doing and it's not work to me, there are some who that would be work for them. And the things I do every day, they would love doing for free, which means that all of us have in us the ability to change our perception of whatever it is we're doing. All of us had that in us. And I can't reiterate it enough is that once it comes from the soul, once we put our soul in it, it's not work anymore. That's what good work is. When it just flows out of us, just even if we look stupid doing it, I want to learn how to swing salsa dance. I really do. I want to learn how to salsa dance. Y'all can laugh at me, fine, doesn't hurt me. I'm saying this here. I realize it's recorded, so y'all might play this another time, but whatever. Putting it out there. I want to learn how to salsa dance. Okay. In order for me to do that, I have to enjoy the work. I have to enjoy practicing. I have to enjoy looking like a beginner when I first started doing it. I have to enjoy that. I mean, I don't have to, but it'll only take that much longer because when I'm not enjoying it, there's a little bit of resistance there. But when I just enjoy it, when I'm just, it's just, that's how I learn better. I'm just saying me. I'm not saying anyone else needs to do it that way, but for me, when I move the resistance out the way, the learning is endless. Joy is that secret ingredient to good work. I see a hand up there. Is that Sabrina again?
Oh, Sabrina again. Yeah, go ahead.
So I have a question. What kind of methods do you use to remove that resistance?
First thing I do always is I laugh at myself, because I used to have a tendency to judge myself for having human emotions. We all get angry, we all get frightened, we all get frustrated. So if I laugh at myself first, then I cannot take myself serious and like, okay, you're being silly, Lucian. And then from there, I look at why I'm resisting. I just look at it, explore it. And then from there, I say, well, what can I do right now to just decide to enjoy it? And I'll be honest, I'm not even going to blow smoke. Like, it does not always work. Sometimes like, no, I don't enjoy this. Sorry. But most of the time, if I realize that it's me resisting and it's not the task itself that's terrible, oftentimes I can at least surrender to the task. Even if I don't learn to enjoy it, I can surrender to it to where there's not this stagnation to where I'm pushing and it's pushing back and just nothing gets done. That's my answer for you.
Reverend Eloise, go ahead. Her audio is maybe not.
I remember in 91, we had that really big Oakland Hills fire. And I remember talking to my father and a few other firefighters who actually got to fight that fire. And every firefighter I talked to, even though a lot of people lost their homes and a lot of the firefighters really look at that fire as like their Vietnam, like, wow, we got our butts kicked. They were in heaven that entire time, talking about, you know, looking around and just seeing flames all around you and just so much to do. And just, it was another chance to be a hero. It was like, yeah, all right, I get to fight a fire. And that's how they felt about it. I'd be scared, like around all those flames and all that smoke, and I'd be terrified. But all the firefighters who really loved being fighter, they loved every moment of it. And what I really love more than anything is seeing people in their element and just being in heaven. That's why we watch greatness, because we like seeing people in their element and allowing God to move through them. That's why we like to watch greatness.
Yeah.
Beyonce and Jay-Z work hard. That is hard work those two do. But we just can't tell because they love it so much. But that's hard work. I really want to hear what Reverend E has to say, because she hasn't given up yet, which means it's valuable.
Yeah, her audio is, maybe she should go out and come back in again.
She'll find a way.
Yes, we know that.
Lucian, you said something that intrigued me, and it changed my perception. And I don't want Reverend Jerry to get all excited about this. So you said we are in the business of serving God. It's not a worship thing. It's almost like a waiter thing. Here, I am serving God to you. It just shifted my whole pre-religious science understanding.
Right.
So when we're in service to our community here at the center, or in whatever passion that we choose, we're actually expressing that soul's desire to be expressed. That's your message tonight, is that it's not work when it's in alignment with your soul's desire. But I always hesitate to use the God word because it puts some people off. So I switch good for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I question myself in your inquiry today. And I say to myself, well, I am in the business. Business is work related, right? You know, business work of serving good. And what am I doing today? I question myself, to serve good, or serving vanilla ice cream or chocolate cake, or serving a plate full of crap. You know, there's value in understanding what each and every one of us individually serve. So I question myself of my service to good. Am I serving good? What's the motivation behind that? So thank you. And it took the worship word right off of that I am here to serve God thing. It took the worship element out of it. It's really, I'm here to express good and godness. That's my job.
Right.
Right?
Very, very true. Yes.
Okay.
Like I said, I mean, we know I grew up in this philosophy, but serving God is serving God, no matter what label we put on it. And in all philosophies, seeing someone find, express, and eat off of the gift that God gave them to share with the world, to me, there's nothing greater than me seeing someone do that, especially me seeing the process someone came from and just finally finding that light in them and saying, I'm not running from you no more. I'm giving this to the world like I was supposed to. Just seeing someone do that. This past, what was it, Monday? We went to an annual event that hadn't been going on since COVID for a while. It was Hyro Day. And Hieroglyphics is a legendary hip hop crew from Oakland. Most of them went to my high school, Skyline. And these dudes are about 10, 15 years older than me. Amazing MCs. And intelligent. They talk about just intelligent, positive things. And what I loved more than seeing everyone perform was the love that was at this festival. And I realized that a lot of the work I put in with trying to be an MC and feed myself as a musician and just be like, I'm gonna rap and travel the world. And my passion was in it. And a lot of it was hard work, pressing up flyers and spending all of your paycheck on flyers for this show, and you're buying beats. And this is rap life that I was a part of. And I'm realizing I loved every minute of it. Every single minute when I was just a kid on the grind, trying to get this career off the ground. And there have been times in my life where I asked myself, did I waste my time trying to be a rapper? Did I just really waste a big part of my life? And then we get to Hyro Day this past Monday. And I realized that every person who performed knew me or knew of me and smacked my hand and was like, hey man, just showed me that respect. That's all I've been doing this for. Never mind the glamour, never mind the needing my name on and get my credits and get my spins from every DJ on every radio station. Like all of that would be nice, but just the fact that a whole festival full of respectable MCs knew me and saw me and was like, yeah, homie, I respect your mic. That's all I needed. That's all I've needed this entire time. Once this thing called hip hop has touched my heart, I just wanted to be a part of it. That's it for me. I'm saying that no one else. And that to me represents that love and that putting our soul into it when it comes to the work. That's the payoff for me. I want to be a part of the village. I don't need to be above the village. Just being part of the village is enough for me. As much as people love to tease Charles Barkley for not having a ring, basketball has been very good to him, which is why those jokes don't get to him. You can tease him about not having a ring all day. All this man ever does is smile because he loves his life. He gets to talk about basketball all day. That's his job now. What better life can you have?
Yeah.
And I realized that that's what I'm doing with myself. I get to talk about God and how there's no difference between you and this thing we call God, like at all. Even all those things you thought were terrible mistakes that were going to damn you forever. No, I'm telling you, no, that was all part of your greatness training because you were expanding. Me getting to talk about that with people, that is the biggest blessing you can give me. Follow your heart, exactly. And I love the fact that there's fear involved with following our heart. I love that. I used to hate it, but I get it now. It wouldn't be as big of a payoff if there wasn't fear involved. That's the payoff. When we finally say, look, fear, I'm tired of you invading my party and I'm going to enjoy myself regardless. Oh my goodness. Facing our greatness, facing that gift that God gave us to give to the world, because understand it's not just yours. God gave you that to touch hearts with. Once we stop being afraid and we just go for all, the payoff is so amazing. I remember when I finally had the courage to tell that job that was like, look, if you go on tour, you're not going to have a job back. And me just saying, well, look, figure it out because I'm gone. I was scared to death. And finally taking that, oh my God, it was the most beautiful feeling I have felt in a very long time. When we finally put our fear in check and just go for it. That's God work. That's good work. That's what all of it's about. But yes, it's supposed to be scary, or else the payoff is going to be as great. That's how much God loves us. I'm going to put a little fear in there. So when you finally get over it, it's going to be the greatest feeling you ever had in your life. It was just easy to do. We'd be robbed of the experience. That's how much God loves us. That's why I don't tell people when I have a surprise for, I don't ever do that. I'm just gonna surprise you, because if I tell you, then it's never gonna live up to the surprise. So if I just surprise, you, oh wow, some Skittles. But if I say I'm gonna get you some Skittles later, you just yeah, okay, I've had Skittles before. But if you're not expecting the Skittles and I just show up with some Skittles for you, you are gonna think I'm the most awesome person in the world. God does the same thing. Hey, how would you like to explore your greatness? Well, maybe later, God. I'm watching The Simpsons, right? But when that fear comes in there, to the point to where it forces us to explore something in us that we did not know was there before. Come on now, let's not even front. There's nothing outside of us that can top that feeling. There's not, I don't care how fly that car is you just bought. And you know how much I love fashion, y'all, so we could talk clothes all day. No garment on the planet can replace that feeling I'm talking about. When we stop running from our greatness, stop being afraid, and we just live from that love that God placed on us to touch people with. Nothing is better than that. I like that I can just go to a place and just smile all day, and any experience that comes to me, I love when I'm in that mode. I'm not saying I'm like that all the time. I'm not saying I'm like that all the time. I'm saying when I'm in that space, I feel the freest I can be. I remember watching that show Lock Up, and they were talking about the SHU. The SHU is a surrogate housing unit, or I forget. I don't know jail talk like that. But these are the most violent inmates. And one of them had a whole different look. All the other inmates like, oh yeah, this is where they treat us. They think we're animals. They think we're this. This is a terrible way to live and blah, blah. And this one inmate who was in there for a very, very violent crime said, no, I deserve to be here. I did the crime I did, and I deserve to be here. And I was at first, my first few years here, I was very rebellious and very angry. And then he just learned to just be free. Just one day his heart opened up. The guards love him, other inmates love him. He walks around that place like he's at home. You know why? Because dang it, he is at home. He decided he was at home. We can do that right now. No matter how terrible the job you have right now may be, we can just decide at that job, I'm in heaven. We can just decide that. That's what good work is to me.
Lucian, Reverend E is on. I'll ask her to unmute. Have her
Yeah,
unmute.
I'm not talking over Reverend E. Go ahead.
She's back.
All right.
Go ahead, Reverend E. You got to unmute yourself.
Can you tell her where to go to unmute herself?
Yeah, we sent her a message to help her do that. So
Okay, is Stacy there with her?
I don't think so,
Okay.
but we're doing everything we can from our end. But anyway, while we wait for Reverend E to join us through the technical wonders, anybody else have a question or a statement for Lucian?
Me,
Who is me?
Grady Bay.
Oh, Grady. Speak, speak, go.
Yes, the Lucian solution.
Amen.
Amen. I mean, you said so many things that, I'll have to think on it and explore it later. But oh, it's a lot. And you made a statement of allowing yourself to sit and explore. And so I got, I wrote that down because that thought of me allowing myself to sit and explore me is a very powerful thing. And you said many other things. You talked about resistance, persistence, why and why not, change my perception, rise to the occasion, learning differently, God as my coworker, what do you do every day? And what would you do if time and money were not in the equation? And the part you said about fear, putting fear in check, because I realized that I went on a little journey about, my work career when you were talking, and I could see some things that were present that I didn't recognize at the time. This was a very powerful presentation, and I really appreciate it. I'm hoping that I can read my writing, when I go back over these notes. So sometimes I come to something, I know it's there, but I can't quite decipher it. And I understand it'll be recorded, so I plan to take advantage of that. But thank you so much for your presentation. I certainly appreciate it. And I've certainly hit on some pertinent things for me to pay attention to and to explore. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Rady.
Rainey.
Thank you for that. Thank you so much.
Dr. Judith?
Hi, Lucian. Oh my. You've given me so much to chew on or something over the next couple of days. I was lucky. When I left my marriage way back, and I came up to San Francisco, and I began working as a school bus driver. It was fun. It was like I worked a lot with children that were otherly abled, and I just loved them. Their challenges were not my challenges, but I just, I laughed with them, and anyway, and I got to be fellow workers with people that, it was my first opportunity to work with other people of other races. I was working with, a lot of wonderful Black folks, and we had a great time. And I became political, and I was, every day was a great day. And, we had parties and stuff like that. It was wonderful. And when I left that, then I became a chiropractor. So much joy in that. And what I have to look at now is calling myself retired and thinking that my health wasn't allowing me to continue on with that. And I'm in my mid 60s, 70s anyway. And I have to look at that, because I am not allowing myself to have some joy that I had by not continuing to work on people. Because that was like, I would work in my room, and I always felt that God was there. And some of my people that I worked on said they felt that too, that was the energy I was creating in the room. Why? I have to look at why I have stopped. Part of it, I've allowed COVID to sort of squash me. So I have to look at it. It's not, everybody has to look at that thing. And it's just that hearing you say it, it's like, it's sitting on my table. So it's like, okay, you just said it right out loud. All that stuff. You don't do it. It was your choice not to do it. So that's what I have to look at now, because I miss it. I miss working on people. It was such a joy when they would get up from the table and say, oh yeah, that feels better. And that was even when it was annoying and they wouldn't do the exercises that, would make them feel better if they would just do them. That's all right. That wasn't me. I wasn't in charge of that. I was just helping and presenting. And then, with God, they were moving forward or whatever. But the joy was always there every time. that I was working on somebody. So I'm going to meditate on that for a while. Thank you. I'm very grateful for all that you said. So thanks so much. I'm done.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Judith. If there's anybody with a burning, now's the time. If not, we're gonna move on and by first thanking Lucian.
Hi, Reverend Eloise again.
She's, Eloise, can you hear us? I see you're unmuted, Eloise. Did you want to try speaking to Lucian? I see her, Dorothy. She's unmuted now, but she's not responding.
Okay, sweetheart. I see too. Okay. She may not be able to hear us.
Well, we know everything's in divine order. Reverend E's in the house when Lucian's here, right?
Always, always.
You're an expression of her. You're an extension of her. So
And
you
she was on it on Sunday too, because I zoomed in to East Bay. She spoke.
wow.
I wish
Great.
she could get through, because I know she's got some words of wisdom for all of us, you know?
Yeah, we're doing our best.
I know, I know.
I know. So time is of the essence, if I may use that. That's a work phrase that I have to embrace at this moment. So we're thanking Lucian from the bottom of our hearts for being with us tonight. And when you're ready, Helene, we have some announcements we'd like to cover. This Sunday, September 11th, Reverend Jerry Carter will be speaking on creating a life that matters. So please join us in person with meditation at 10 and the service at 10:30. We also stream our Sunday service live and directly to YouTube. And the link is on the homepage of our website if you choose to watch the service from home. Next Wednesday, September 14th, practitioner Susan Urquhart Brown will continue the discussion of creating a life that matters. Meditation at 6:30 and service at 7. Wednesday night services are remaining on Zoom. So right now we have a quick video about something. Helene, when you're ready. Are you unmuted? Yeah, let's get you unmuted. There we
Sorry about that, Paul. Let's try that again.
go. Amen.
That manifest your money is also. Hi, I'm Constance Chapman. I'm the administrative coordinator and the education coordinator at Oakland Center. And I'll tell you, it's hot outside. And let me tell you that manifest your money is also really hot. I didn't really want to take it. I thought, I don't really need it. And Reverend Jerry encouraged me. I took it, and I am so glad that I did. I learned so much in one night and came away with just an incredible amount of excitement and a whole new belief in what's possible. So you can still sign up this week. The second class is Thursday night at 6:30. So come join us. There's 5 of us in the class, and we'd love to see you there. Thanks. Bye.
Hi, I'm Sabrina from the Oakland Center of Spiritual Living in Oakland, California. My first session of Manifest More Money was fantastic. I came to this workshop because I wanted to not just know my worth, but to stand in my worth. And the support that I got and the tips that I got from Reverend Cheryl and the other people in the group was just what I needed to go home and clean out an area in my home that was blocking my manifestation. I can't wait for the next group.
So,
Hi,
oh my goodness, Manifest More Money is not your average abundance course, and you can still sign up today. You'll be in great company of 5 of our villagers from Oakland, and there's also 6 other centers participating. You will get the recording from last week to catch up. So be prepared for a life-changing experience. The class meets on Zoom on Thursday evenings at 6:30 for 4 more weeks. 50% of the $149 class fee comes back to the center. Details and registration are on the events page. Make sure you visit the bookstore after service on Sunday. There are lots of new products and new books for your enjoyment, and everything is 30% off in September. On Sunday, September 11th, the Education Ministry will be honoring all the students who completed certified classes since the beginning of the pandemic. That's this coming Sunday. We are planning a fun celebration, so make sure to be in the sanctuary this Sunday. In spite of the pandemic, 55 villagers have completed a certified Science of Mind class since 2022. We are a teaching philosophy. The Fantastic 55 are being celebrated as part of the service, so make sure to be in the sanctuary to be a part of the fun, interactive celebration. If you are one of the 55, please make sure, if you haven't done so, to RSVP to Constance Chapman, our administrator, in email at constance@oaklandcsl.org. Reverend Catherine Sachs, assisted by Reverend Jerry Carter, are offering a new foundational class, Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life, for the cost of materials only. This will be a hybrid class. Registration will start next week. This class runs on Tuesday nights from September 27th through October 25th. And as always, for information on all that's going on at the Oakland Center, please visit our webpage, oaklandcsl.org. Make sure you check that events page. Don't forget, you can follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. And if you're not receiving it already, you can sign up for our weekly newsletter, The Village News, on the homepage of our website. See all those great folks there? They make they provide service, as we learned tonight, giving, service, to make it all work. So we thank them and respect them. So let's just take a moment, and I'm going to read the new minister's covenant. If you would follow along as I read out loud. I'd like you to take it using a fresh set of eyes and an open mind and a loving heart, like it's the first time you're hearing it. Every time I get the opportunity to read it on Wednesday, that's what I'm kind of thinking in the back of my head. What is in here that I didn't see before? Kind of using that expansive thought that Lucian shared with us tonight. There is only one life. This life is good. This life is God. This life is my life now. In knowing that I am one with this life that is God, I therefore know that I am one with all of its blessed expressions, which includes the presence of a new minister for my beloved spiritual community. Because I know that the highest purpose of my new minister is to reveal spirit, I therefore know that my new minister is a revelation of God as wisdom. I further know that my new minister is the fulfillment of that which has been promised by Spirit. For it is written, I am filled with divine wisdom. I allow divine mind to fill my mind now. As I stand in agreement with my beloved community, I see my new minister revealed before me as unity in the community. I now intend to experience my new minister in full cooperation and agreement with my community, knowing this truth about myself, for I'm inspiring unity in diversity, embracing and nourishing our community. I am awakening the wisdom within. I am healing and expanding our community with the power of love. I am engaging the community in building a world that works for everyone. I am deepening family consciousness. As I now accept the highest expression of a new minister into my life, I know that they are revealed in a way that illumines spirit and serves the highest and greatest good of all who are touched by their presence. I am grateful. God is gracious, and so it is. Ashe. So in the spirit of gratitude, I remember that it's important to keep the center running. We do that through our time, treasure, and talent. So hold that time, treasure a talent offering that you have close to your heart, and recite with me the giving affirmation for tonight. This gift I give is God in action. It does good work in the world and blesses creation. So I release that offering into the universe, knowing wherever it goes, it does great work on behalf of us. Our stamp is on that contribution. So how can you do that financially at the center? On the next slide, you'll see that we have a new homepage. And one of them is Abundance and Giving, that icon. You just click on that right there, and it will lead you to the whole Abundance and Giving page of our website. And on there, you have opportunities to use a credit card or to use Zelle or to text or to mail it. The address is there. And the fifth way you can do that is joining us on Sundays if you're comfortable in person. We have a great offered basket that will receive your gifts. So I bless these gifts and release them, knowing that they're doing great work for everyone. And also, in the spirit of gratitude, I want to come back and thank Lucian for being here. I know it's important for him to serve us as he serves God to us. So Lucian, thank you so very much for being here tonight. Also, I want to thank Reverend Jerry, who's always here on Wednesday nights in one way, shape, or form, always supporting us. Thank you, Reverend Jerry. We know Reverend E's in the house. We recognize her presence tonight, in, as, and through Lucian Baker as well. Also, we have some great helpers helping us out tonight. Servers, serving goodness through the audiovisual team. Up in Portland is Peter. Here at home is Helene and Alice and Sabrina. I want to thank you all for being willing to serve. Constance Chapman does an awful lot for our center, but one of the greatest things I am fortunate to know is that she works with me and Reverend Jerry to help present the Wednesday nights. She does so much administration work behind the scenes, coordinating and activating our speakers and answering questions and getting folks to work on the PowerPoint. So thank you, Constance, for all that you give us. Thanks, Zoe, for being my wingman and backup, always available to help me out. So thank you all. So with that, it's time for us to close our evening together, and we close the same way we start, Lucian, and that's with the invitation for a call for a prayer. So Lucian, if you would.
We know that there is one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. My life, it is everyone on this call, everyone not on this call. I speak this word knowing that this feeling, this enlightenment, this lesson continues to burn in us. Regardless of appearances, regardless of experiences, we take this moment with us and we allow it to illuminate our life and all who are in our lives. For this and so much more, I am thankful, releasing it to the universe where the answer is always yes and always comes back to be multiplied. I release and I let go, and so it is.
And so it is.